Hello, all. Lindsay Mullaney here. I'm a brand new coach with Beachbody, and I am a keto coach, a lifestyle coach. I have been living the ketogenic lifestyle for 3 years as of May this year. And I just joined Beachbody probably about 2 weeks ago, I think now, one of which I have been on vacation. So I'm coming to you from beautiful British Columbia in a wonderful little town called Summerland in the Okanagan Valley, which is a magical little place in Canada that is lined with fruit orchards and vineyards. It's absolutely incredible. If you are looking for a summer vacation, I guarantee coming here with your family, it will not disappoint. So Natalie is my coach, and she asked me if I would jump on here and talk a little bit about how this Beachbody and beach performance way of fueling is actually good for lots of different lifestyles and different diets that people choose to do. And so I'm here to talk to you about keto. And as I mentioned, I have been keto for 3 years, and so I lost about 44 pounds on the keto diet. And then my weight loss stalled. And I don't know if it was a bit of like, I just felt like I was way too restricted, or my body and my hormones were just kind of at a place where they were like, I'm good, I need to take a rest. I'm not really sure, but I still feel amazing. But I really wanted to introduce exercise back into my life. And so I have always been into fitness, and I've always been at the gym. I actually did, like years ago, I ordered Insanity, I ordered P90, like I did the programs, and I did the 21-day fix. I just was never a coach. And so I introduced exercise into my lifestyle back in January of this year, and have been really working on my lean muscle and still trying to burn fat. And I knew my focus on my Instagram account had moved from food into more like fitness and fitness fuel. And so I knew I wanted to introduce something with fitness into my life that I could promote for individuals, because I truly believe that diet is a really big portion, but I think exercise is so important to just overall well-being, your heart, movement of your muscles. I definitely do not want to be that 80-year-old woman that can't walk. And you see so many people, if you just like look around, like just we were in the US, just because the population's so much bigger, you just look around and, oh, Ruckus, say hi. I have 2 Jack Russell Terriers. If you just look around, there are so many people that can't even walk, that are using canes or they're in their strollers. Like, I don't want to be that person. So I really believe movement is important. So I was looking for something, and at the very beginning, I was like, no, I know about Beachbody, but I'm not interested. Just from I think what I had seen from it before, and I was like, well, I'm not really interested in that. I don't really have a good excuse other than I just didn't have enough information. And Natalie and I are in a social engagement group, and I was just watching how she does things, and eventually I just reached out to her and said, hey, I think I might be interested. Can you send me some information? And the rest is history. So maybe I'll jump a little bit into how this lifestyle fits into the ketogenic lifestyle, because I think if are kind of in the low carb community or the keto community, you've probably heard some information. And I don't know how many people are on keto doing Beachbody. Probably a lot of people are doing the diet and just introducing the videos, but I don't know how many people are A, coaching, or B, are doing some of the performance line, because they do have sugars in them. And so maybe I'll just start off, first of all, for anybody that doesn't know what keto is, which is probably not a lot of people, but keto is a diet, and the purpose of eating keto is to be in a state of ketosis. And a state of ketosis is where you have changed your main fuel, what your body likes to fuel, your fuel source, from carbohydrates, so sugars, which is like fruits and grains, like all of those carbohydrates. You will push your body into a state of ketosis by restricting carbohydrates and eating fats. And And what that'll do is then you start to burn ketones, and your body produces ketones from fat. And so you actually start to be like the true definition of a fat burner, and you're burning fat, your own fat, and the fat you eat for fuel. And so that's what a ketogenic that's what ketosis is, and that's what when people say I eat keto or I eat a ketogenic diet, what they're saying is I eat a very low amount of carbohydrates, I eat a moderate amount of protein, and then I eat a very high amount of fat. And that's usually 70% or 75% in some cases, and then 20 or 25% of protein, and then 5%, no more than 5% of carbohydrates. But what is up for interpretation on how you want to eat keto, your 5% might be whole carbs or your 5% might be net carbs. I don't want to go into that, but it's just your net carbs is your whole carbs minus fiber. Your body doesn't use fiber for fuel, so your body won't recognize that as carbohydrates, as in something that they will use for fuel. So that's why people will subtract them and get to a 5% net carb. I'm so sorry, it's so bright here. I shouldn't apologize, but I just know it's so hot and bright, and I don't know if you can see me the greatest, but it's so beautiful here. So yeah, that's what keto is. And so when you say 5%, and you only maybe are eating, I find a lot of women on the ketogenic diet eat between 1,200 to probably 1,400 to 1,500 calories. There are lots that eat way more, but I'd say that's like the niche area. And so 5% of that is really not a lot of carbohydrates. And so when you look at the Beachbody performance line, it will stress out a lot of people that are on the ketogenic diet for two reasons. One, Shakeology and the Recover both have a substantial amount of carbohydrates. Now, they have below 20 whole. I think the Recover has 12 grams. But if you're somebody that only eats 20 grams of whole carbs, 12 grams is a lot for the day. So what that means is, and what it means for me is, because I do drink the Recover, is I have to fit that into my macros. So I look at it like, well, it doesn't matter how I get my carbohydrates to be at my 20. As long as I'm at my 20, then I will still be in a state of ketosis. And so that's what I did. So I have been drinking the Energize, which is 5 carbohydrates. So that's, it is what it is. But I enjoy it and it doesn't make me sick. I have tried other pre-drinks that are specifically for people in ketosis, and they have the BHB salts in them. I'm so sick. So I don't mind drinking something. And the thing about eating carbohydrates around your workout time is that your body is going to use those carbohydrates immediately. Even when you're in a state of ketosis, if you feed it carbohydrates, it prefers that fuel source. So it's immediately going to grab those 5 carbohydrates and use them up. You're not going to fall out of ketosis. And then your post-workout, the Recover, it has 12 carbohydrates. So again, your body is you're still burning fuel after you work out. And so I also drink the Recover. So that's 17 whole carbohydrates, and I think it works out to 12 or 13 net carbs. So then you might ask, well, how am I getting my other carbohydrates? So obviously I'm eating, protein and fats for my other meals with a small amount of carbohydrates. So what my meals have looked like have been eggs and turkey bacon, or eggs and bacon. My lunch will maybe be some tuna with mayonnaise or olive oil and some cucumber or celery. And then my meal for dinner might be some chicken and cucumber or a steak and some asparagus, but just a really small amount of vegetables. And I do count net carbs at this point in my journey. For about 2 years, I counted whole carbs, and I'm like, I can't do 20 whole carbs anymore. I just don't think it's sustainable. People will argue with me on that, but I love food. So food is I can't just eat eggs or egg whites and spinach for the rest of my life. It's not going to happen. So yeah, that's what I love. So about the Beachbody line, even though it does have sugars, and I think if you're keto like me, there are different types of keto. One is people they believe that there are keto foods and non-keto foods. And so they will not eat sugars. And that's the same as, paleo won't eat, like they'll only eat whole sugars, like natural, like honey and maple syrup. There'll be people on keto that won't eat any sugars at all, which is absolutely, I totally get it, because sugars do cause inflammation in the body. So, there'll be those people that will not touch the Beachbody line because it does have sugars in it. But then there's lots of other people, and I think majority of the keto community are actually counting their carbohydrates versus whether it has a little bit of cane sugar in it. So they are counting their carbohydrates because, again, if you find your sweet spot of how many carbs you can have to stay fat burning, it doesn't necessarily, matter where they come from as long as you're staying within a carb deficit. So I can go on about this stuff for hours, and if you are interested in it and you want to send me a message, I'd love to chat with you. But then there's lots of people like me, and sorry, I probably was just saying that, but I'm just trying to eat my carb count. So I do eat 75 to 85% dark chocolate, and it absolutely has some sugar in it, but it doesn't kick me out of ketosis, and I don't retain water after I eat it. I think there's way worse things you can eat out there. So yeah, Natalie wanted me to share this information and how it's awesome how the Beachbody program can fit into someone on, in all different ways of eating. And so if you are keto, or you have somebody that you've come across that they're keto and they're nervous about joining because some of the products have, too much carbohydrate in them, I think, you can just kind of talk to some of the points I said based on, even you can still have a very whole diet if you're taking Shakeology or Beachbody, but you need to fit it into your diet. And a couple tips I think would be, you definitely can't drink the Shakeology every morning and have a Recover. It has to be one or the other, because then you'll have way too many sugars in your body. You won't be able to burn off that much sugar in one day. So you pick one. So for me, I'm doing the Lift 4, and so I do the Recover, and the days that I have off and I'm doing T20 just for a quick 20-minute cardio, I'm drinking the Shakeology that morning. So that's how I'm alternating between the two. And what else am I doing? Oh, and I fast. So a really good way to make sure that you're never really getting out of ketosis is to have a really small eating window throughout the day. So my eating window is 10 to 6 or 12 to 6, just depending how good I feel. If I'm feeling great until noon, I fast. And then you're definitely dipping into your fat stores and in a state of ketosis. So I'm super excited about the programs. I feel really good taking the products, no upset stomach, no digestion issues. I'm still in a state of ketosis. And so, yeah, I'm really excited about the program. If you have any questions about the keto diet and how you can support, if you're interested in it for yourself, or you have a client that's interested in doing this way of eating and taking advantage of the Beachbody products, by all means, send me a message or a comment, and I would be happy to support. Hope you have a great day.